Just setting my computer up so that I can see any comments, see if anybody's joined me today. Just bear with me a moment while I silence myself on the computer. See how we go. Oh, I can see Lynn's already with me. Thank you, Lynn. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining me. And Ellen, thanks for popping in. Well, I'm Babsy and I'm here from a little village in Northamptonshire called Deanshanger, here in the UK. And I've had a little bit of a flip this week because I have not known what I wanted to do. I started off with saying, right, we'll have one Christmas card a week, run up to Christmas using different Christmas stamp sets. Our new catalogue is due out on the 4th of August. You can order from the new August-December catalogue. Here it is. I'm just grabbing it. Here it is. This is a new autumn-winter mini catalogue. August to December mini catalogue, and it's full of lovely Christmassy crafty bits and pieces. And this is one of them, the Joyful Holly. So that's what I was going to do this week. So I thought one Christmas card, and that's the Monday. I had that all sorted out. So this is just a very simple card. Stamp, ink and paper, as I like to do one and then step them up. So that was my simple card. Just stamps, ink and paper, doing the envelopes as well. And I just couldn't resist putting some gems on that because the berries just wanted it. So I took some gems on there. And this is another one we did because that was quite quick. So we did another one. And that's just simply the same, just putting the stamp in a different placing. And then just putting a piece of DSP across and a sentiment. And I think that's equally as lovely. Of course, I've put a piece inside and stamped the envelope as well. So that's blinged it up a bit, if you like. And then I had a total meltdown for Wednesday. I had no idea what I was going to do. And if you caught the video, you'll see why. I had totally gone with one idea, and then I couldn't work out how to use it. And so, and it was right up to the wire, right up to like 5 minutes before I went live, and all my bits and pieces were sitting on the side, and I thought, I can't go on, it's just not going to happen, because whether the creativity had gone or what, I couldn't quite work out. And then I suddenly decided, and I said on the video, maybe I could change it up, maybe I could change the colours, because it just wasn't working. So I pulled out these autumny colours, and they're crushed curry, Cajun craze, and what's the middle one? Oh dear. Can't remember what the middle one was. It was crushed curry, Cajun craze, and I want to say cinnamon cider, but I don't think it was. But anyway, it turned out to be a really nice card, so I was really pleased with that one. In the end. And I have got a little bit of an idea. This is the card that I was struggling with on Wednesday, and these were what I had done. I'd cut out a layer. Let me see if I can find the other bit. I cut out a layer. There it is. To go on the card, and I just couldn't make it work. I really couldn't. And then I caught a little bit of TX Stamping Sharon. She's a lovely demonstrator, She's a little bit wacky, but she is purple pumpkin pie. Thank you, Lynn. Thanks for coming to my rescue. It was pumpkin pie. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I caught a little bit of her video, and she was talking about having a set layout. And I have hundreds of them. I've gathered hundreds of them over the years. But I rather like the idea she was doing. So if you have a moment, go over and see. My card isn't anything, well, it's got an element of what she put up, because I liked the idea. It has an element, but it's changed really quite a lot. So we're starting with Pretty Peacock card base, and this is half of an A4, so you can get 2 cards out of this. It's just cut straight in the middle. So this is 8 1/4 scored at, no, yeah, that's right, 8 1/4 scored at 4 1/8, and this is 5 7/8. So you get 2 of those out of an A4 sheet. So that's our card base. And then the layer that I'm going to use is totally different than what I was going to do on Wednesday. This is the Argyle embossing folder, and I love it. I think it's just so textured. It really is a lovely one, this one. So that layer is, I've got all my measurements on the side here. So that layer is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. But with this one, you can make it any size you like. I know some people like to have just a tiny little bit of coloured underneath, showing through. I like a little bit more. I like to make a bit of a statement. So I like to have a little bit more of the colour behind. So that is what we're going to layer on there. So we'll start by doing that. And my thought process from seeing Sharon's layout was, oh my goodness, how can you put so many layers on a card? But I've done it before, and I've made lots of cards with lots of layers. The thing is, they don't all have to be this big. You can have tiny elements, like, you know, just a flash of a ribbon or a flash of a little piece of stamped images like we've got here. You can have flags, you know, sort of these strips of paper cut in flags and all sorts of things. It doesn't have to be oblong or a square layer. So this little duet punch here that's sitting here is what we're going to use today for our layers. Now this is going to be, the edges of these are going to be cut as a sentiment layer, but we're not going to use them as a sentiment layer. We're going to use them as a decorative layer. So this large one is going to be used with the flat edge. So I'm just pushing that up there. I like to turn it over because although that does go in the track, I just like to make sure, I don't know whether you can see that, you can see the back of the punch and you can get it absolutely level. I'm just a bit finicky like that. So I'm not very good with layering my papers up and over. I've got better, funny enough, doing these lives because I've had to make so many cards. So all the time you have to stick layers on card, you get better and better because you're actually doing it more and more. So here's the other end. I'm just popping that in there, trying to get it level so that they both look the same. And that's that. And I have to say that this has been embossed with the flowers I want to say Flowers for All, but I don't think it is. I'll get the sheet out in a minute and I can tell you. It's just over here. Oh, wrong one. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, there it is. It is called Ornate Floral 3D Embossing Folder. And what I did before, I stamped it with the stamp from Joyful Holly, the small one here, in the same ink as this Pretty Peacock. I keep wanting to say Tranquil Tide. It's nothing to do with Tranquil Tide. It's Pretty Peacock. So that's stamped with the ivy leaf on the Pretty Peacock, and then I embossed that in the Ornate Floral. So that's that one, and this one is going to go in the pointed. So this one is an inch wide. Let me just refer to my notes. The first strip is 4 inches by 1 1/4 inches. That seems a little wide to me. Yeah, it is. It should be an inch. 4 inches by 1 inch. And this one is 3 5/8 by 3/4 of an inch. And this one's going in the pointy end. So just so you get that lip there. And that's just that top there. Just where it goes. Just on there. I'll show you when I do this one. So this one's here. You see that just catching the edge there. There we are. So just catching the edge. There we go. So that's those two elements. I'm just taking them just as a little bit of a fancy tab, or however you might like to put it. The next two pieces are another layer. And this is, again, Pretty Peacock. Got it right that time. And a smaller piece, which will adhere to that when we finish stamping. And that piece is 4 1/4 by 2 3/8. Now, I've got on my notes here, I'm going to stamp this, but you can use DSP for these, and exactly the same for these. I've stamped them because that's what I had, and I wanted to use this paper from Wednesday because I was just so frustrated that I created something that looked quite pretty, and I just didn't have the inspiration to turn it into something nice. Well, Sharon helped with that. I'm very pleased. And then, of course, I couldn't stop. So yes, as I was saying, I'm going to create a piece of pattern paper here, but you can use some pattern paper of your own if you want to pick a theme. I've been using the plaid paper recently, and I love that. And you could do it with that. You could make these strips with the plaid paper and coordinating colours. You know, when you think outside the box, you can create something totally different. But for this card, I wanted to stamp, so this is what I'm going to do. And I'm using the Jolly Holly. So it's this fill-in that we're going to use, because this stamp here stamps the outside like we did with the card we had on Monday. I'll just show you again. This was stamped in garden green, the outside, and you can see these little bits here, so you can see the actual outline there. And I didn't quite get the infill there, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It was enough there to make a beautiful card. But for this stamping, we're just going to use this fill-in, and that's exactly what I used when I created this one as well. So I've got a little bit of extra piece of paper here because I like to keep my graph paper as much as I can, because I use it for centraling my sentiments and things up, and I'm forever making notes on it. So if I stamp all over it, I lose my notes. So I have extra rubbish paper that I do my stamping on. Oh dear. How silly can you get? But there you go. That's what I like to do. And what we're using is Just Jade, because in a little while you'll see me use Just Jade ribbon. And I wanted something to tie in with that. I'm going to use this little bit of ribbon. And it's a lovely contrast with the... I don't know whether you can see that now. It might have gone off camera. It's a lovely contrast with the Pretty Peacock. And that's one of our new in colours. So that's the ribbon I'm using, but you'll see what I do with that in a minute. So I thought to tie the ribbon in with that, I was going to use some Just Jade ink. And this is a little bit full on. So I thought I would stamp it off, hence the paper. So let's get that out of the way. So, lightly stamping. Make sure I've got it covered. Stamp off and then down. And I have gone off the page a little bit because I don't particularly want it to show that I'm just stamping inside the square. I like to have stamped off images to make you feel that there's more to this paper than there actually is. So just turning it around again so it's in a different way. So it doesn't all look the same. And trying to fill in where I can. So turning it round all the time. How many times as demonstrators have we decided to stamp something off and then gone completely AWOL and stamped it straight on the page? We've all done that, haven't we? Oh dear. Getting a lovely dark green mess over there. So there we go. And I think we'll just have a tiny one just in there. Let's see if we can get it up the other way. There we go. Quick down, that's it. I've got a little bit of a gap there, but I think we might be able to cover that with the sentiment. Oh, yes, that's an idea. While I've got that out, I'll do the sentiment. I'm a bit possessive about my stamps, so I like to clean them as much as I can after I've used them. So if you've caught any of my videos before, you'll see I've got my stamping chamois right by my side every time I use my stamp. It gets a bit possessive, I think. Right, so the little piece that we need for the sentiment, I've done quite a small one, but I mean you can have this as big as you want. My aim to begin with was to have it covering this section of the pattern paper, but it just didn't look right. I just didn't think it looked right. So I have got a smaller piece, so I've cut it down, and then that's going to place something like that on there, so you get an equal layer round. And the sentiment I've chosen is from a lovely stamp set called Beautiful Friendship, and its birthdays are the best days. So there we go, just stamping it off. So I don't particularly want it that dark, and let's see if that goes. Yeah, graph paper, Barbara. Oh, I'll tell you the other thing I should be using as well, because it's photopolymer stamp. I've just caught it in my eyesight, is my matte. Oh, can't pick the paper up now. So Give that a huff because I've left it alone for a bit. Right, let's see if we can get this in the middle. Birthdays are the best days. And my idea for using this was to create men's cards. That's what my idea was. Yes, I'm happy with that. It's not the best, but yeah, it will do. So here we go again with my stamps. Where's me chamois? Oh, I see Marie's just joined us. I don't think she's here in name. She's probably gone off and done something else. And why not, Marie? Why not, indeedy? There we go. Just dried it off a bit as well. So, the other thing I thought was, if it's going to go in there like that, it's going to lose itself because the edges are going to get lost. So the other thing I like to do sometimes is just to run the edges just inside, just in the ink pad. You've got to be careful with your fingers with doing this job. And it just brings just a very, very small layer of ink on the side. And it just makes it pop. So I thought, that'll do. Right, we're nearly at the stage where we can assemble the card. I think. I'm not sure of anything today. It's one of those days. Right, let's get this one down then and see where we go from there. So here we go. You're going to be out in your garden later, Lynn, enjoying your beautiful flowers. I'll certainly be having my lunch out there today. I had my breakfast in the shade at the top of the garden this morning, shaded by the apple tree. I was really surprised because at the top of the garden it always gets the sun. But the apple tree was just giving that little bit of shade. So I sat at the top of the garden with my breakfast this morning. It was gorgeous. Yeah, I quite agree, Lynn. Lynn's just popped up possibly in the garden once it cools down. Yeah, nobody can be out there just yet, could they? Right, so with my little bits of extras, I thought I might have one behind here, so it's showing there's a little extra piece of the pretty peacock, but it's showing that it's different, almost like a piece of lace. Let's put it on here so you can see the effect. And I love the Very Vanilla with the pretty peacock as well. That was a bit of a revelation as well, because I was playing around with white and I kept thinking, oh, it's too stark. And then I had this strip of Very Vanilla. It was only just a little bit wider than this, but it was a very long piece. And it just fell out of the bag and it just fell onto the cardstock that I had on the table. And I thought, oh my, that might be the way to go. And that's kind of how I got the Very Vanilla in on this card. So now we're just working out where we want this and how we want this, and very conscious of the edges and trying to make it work that the, you know, it's pleasing to the eye, you know. So I quite like that there. So that's a good one. But there's kind of too much space. And I had originally thought that I'd just put a piece of ribbon straight across. And, you know, that could do. But I wanted to use this little piece as well. So I thought, well, this would tie in with the cardstock and the layer that I've already used. So I thought, why not use this? So I've used this as a piece of ribbon. And it goes straight off the side there, and it shows off the edges of the punch there. And you can have it exactly where you want it. You can have it here, so that this frames the sentiment. You can have it up here if you wanted to make a statement. You know, I quite like it here because I like to see sort of all things level. And I'm going to do one little thing that I did before, and that's just snip these corners off. You see where that punch has cut them, and it's sort of circled and it's got that little lip there. Well, I'm gonna cut that off. It's not snips aren't cutting. That's strange. Snips could cut right on the corner, but it's not. Bit strange that. Let's try again with this one. Nope, they're definitely not cutting on the... Oh, I've never had that before. So just taking that off so it's a straighter edge. I think it kind of looks a bit better, but that's just me. So just taking that, oh, that was a bit too much. Now I've got to go back down. Wasn't looking what I was doing there, was I? It'll come out. There we go. Must be a bit more careful with this one. I only really want to nick that edge. I don't really want to take any bit off of the side. I just want to nick the edge. Oh, that one's not coming off now. I don't know what's wrong with my snips. They should cut right at the edge. But they're not. Nope, they're definitely not. Let's have one more go. I'm going to leave it there if I can't do it. Oh, there we go. There it is. And that's just squared it off. You see that? I'm happy with that. So that's the card. Oh, well, apart from the little bit of ribbon. Right, well, here we go. I didn't quite like that. And I had thought that I could turn it over on the edge, but I did have a go at doing that, but this little round bit here didn't sit well with the ribbon, and I think afterwards it would have been better to have this one underneath and this flatter one on top, and then I could have wrapped the ribbon round. But even that, I found a solution. And what I did was I folded my ribbon in half, and I hope I can get this right. I've only done it twice. Let's see. Folded it twice and then just cut. It's a little bit fiddly, this one, but I did manage to do it before, so there's no reason why I can't do it again. So what I'm after is to make a little point in the ribbon. Doesn't want to fold. Oh, quick. Hey, you get a point. Yep. It's just getting the ribbon just that right stage, and then you can snip it. For some reason my snips aren't cutting right at the edge. Right, let's have another go. Just fold that. and then just snip. Oh, nope, that's folded over too much. Just see that going. There we go. Well, almost. It's not quite. That's it. That's better. That's made that one better. There we go. Right. Oh, now it's too long. I didn't take that into consideration, did I? Oh dear. Right, well, let's have another go at that then. I never thought about the length of the ribbon. Oh dear. I was worrying about getting it cut and never thought. There we go. Oh, that cut much better than the last one. Maybe that's the answer then. Leave plenty on the end. Don't skimp on your ribbon. There we go. So that was the effect that I was looking for. So you have this little flash of the Just Jade to match the ink. And I'm not going to surround it with double-sided tape, because if you've ever tried to put double-sided tape on ribbon, you spend forever trying to get the backing off. So I'm not going to go down there. So I'm going to try and get half a glue dot on here and put that at one end, just about there. And then the other half at the other end. And the way I did it, I just picked up the glue dot and rolled it onto the, you see there, just rolling it onto my pokey tool. And then just popped it down. Oh, it came straight back up again. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. I think we've got a little bit left on the other side. There we go. I think that's a bit better. Makes a bit more of a sticky surface. There we are. And hopefully we'll get this in the middle. I just want to move that. Am I going to move it? Yep, just a fraction. So that's that one down. Oh, stuck to my finger. And that one down. There we go. There. Straight. Lovely. Right then. Oh, it's all falling apart now. So here we go. We have a little bit of glue on this end. Just a tiny bit. And then that can go on the back of here. And as I said, you can adhere that wherever you wanted. You can have more of it showing. You can have it right at the top or at the bottom. It's entirely up to you. I like, as I said before, I like to see things central and almost the same as top and bottom. Yep, that's about right for me, I think. Yep, it looks all right to me. Right, and then now we're going to stick this bit down. You can see the pattern of that embossing on there. I do love that. embossed image, just like this one. The 3D embossing folders are really gorgeous, and they just make the card pop. There we are, and that's down on there. Just hold it for a minute, because there is this difference in height here, and I did wonder about putting it all up on dimensionals, but I wanted the sentiment up on dimensional, so I didn't quite want it all on, you know, sort of popping up, because if you've got to put it through the post, you you know, you're gonna be charged extra postage. Oh, that's all right, Lynn. That's lovely of you to join me. Thank you so much. Good luck on your conference call. Hope it's not too much hard work. Have a nice afternoon, though. Thanks for joining me. So this one, I won't put that one on just yet. I'm going to put the sentiment on first, and I am going to put that one up on dimensionals. So I've got some little ones here. So we'll have one in each corner. And then one in the middle. Take those off. There we go. And as I said, I do like things central and sort of the same top and bottom and side to side, so I'll just put that in there so there's equal amount on the side. I do go balmy sometimes. I'm not always a stick in the mud. Put a little bit more glue on there, because that's probably gone off now. And then this one's going to go straight across the middle there, just to give a little bit of interest, and just to tie in the colour with the ribbon and the stamping. And then we have a piece to go inside, and I did think I'd looked one out, but I haven't actually got my hand on it, so maybe not, but I can do that later. Just put one inside. So that's the card we ended up with today. I hope you like it. It was a bit of a journey for me this week, I have to say. And I will be putting this up on YouTube. I have sorted out a YouTube account now, so this will be going up on YouTube. And for those of you on YouTube, if you want to follow me, please subscribe and press that bell. You can also do that on Facebook by pressing the following button and pressing the bell, and you'll be notified when I put videos up. As for all of the products, I can't share those with you at the moment because they are all new products, apart from the sentiment stamp and the duo punch. You can get those from the catalogue now because they are available, but the stamp set itself, the Argyle embossing folder you can get now, but the stamp set itself is from our new Christmas catalogue, and that doesn't go live till the 4th of August. So I can't share that information with you at the moment. But if you want to have any information about Stampin' Up or the products I've used, please message me. I usually put a link on my page to say what all the products are and going straight to my shop. But I haven't been able to do that this week. But please message me if you're interested. I'm always here to help. Any questions? Thank you so much for watching me today. It's been a pleasure to be able to bring this card to you, and thanks to Sharon for giving me the inspiration to create something with my stamped images. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye for now.